conducted by Shreya Chakraborty. Shreya Chakraborty is presently working as the nutritionist for Sports Authority of India at the National Center of Excellence of Sai Glenmark Participation. She is Master in Applied Nutrition and also have a Diploma in Sports Nutrition from FAB Academy, California, US. She is a ISAK Level 1 in Anthropometry. We welcome Shreya. Shreya, you can start it.
Thank you, sir, for giving me this platform. And good morning, everyone. I would like to start my presentation. So the first thing I would like to say to everyone is that nutrition is very important for a player. And from the coach's perspective, a child or a player is much more attached to the coach. Like 90% of the time, the coaches train the players, as well as the players and coaches have an intimate relationship. So for that, nutrition, how can coach can also impart the nutrition education to the players is also important. So let's start our presentation. So first is factors affecting nutrition for of a swimmer. So as it is shown in the picture, that age, sex, body composition, type of swimmer, and training load. These all are the factors which affect the nutrition of a swimmer. Like for age, I have experienced like the starting age of a swimmer can be for a 4-year-old and also can be a 10-year-old. So the nutrition of a 10-year-old and a 4-year-old would be different. And as well as for the sex, so there are some of the ingredients or some of the nutrients which are required more by the female and less by the male, and vice versa. The third and the most important is body composition. Body composition is important because, as we know, that both males and females do not have the same body composition. The body composition differs from gender to gender as well as from age to age also. And as per the international classification, a swimmer who is a boy or a male should have body fat percentage of 6 to 8%, and for the female it is 10 to 12%. The body composition also plays a vital role because the body surface area of a male is more as compared to the females. So a plate of rice which is being digested by a male is more than compared to the female. So the time taken for the digestion is also different. And the metabolic rate, which is of utmost importance, also depends upon this body composition. Then we come to type of swimmer. Whether it is a long distance swimmer or a sprint, the nutrition would vary because a long distance swimmer need a certain type of nutrients more, and the sprints need a certain type of nutrients more. So these are the factors which affect nutrition. And last but not the least, the training load. A person who is training for 3 days and a person who is training for 5 days will have different nutrition. A person who having 5 days training would require much more nutrition or much more calorie as compared to a person who is having a training load of about 3 days. And again, for the age, I would like to say, like, since with the age these things changes, and also we need to compare and understand that a child who is not in swimming or not in any athletic sport would require less amount of nutrition than that of the player who is swimming. So these are the important factors which should be kept in mind for the nutritional aspect. Second, I want to show the Eat Well guide. This is an USDA guidelines, and this Eat Well guide is showing you how to eat and how much proportions to eat. As you can see from the greener part, it is green veggies. It is written that 5 portions of fruits and vegetables should be incorporated. And yes, it should be incorporated at 5 portions at least. Not, it is a minimum thing that it should be 5 portions. It can be 6 portions too, but not less than 5. And as well as here we can see that the portioning of the cereals is on the stress is given on the whole grains. Whole grains or high fiber will help to have or achieve the targeted body fat and the targeted body weight, as well as it won't give any fatigue or lethargy. Third and the most important thing is dairy and their alternatives. I have often come across some questions like, I provide what is good? It is the whole milk or is it the skim milk? So I would like to say that for milk and milk products or for the dairy part, we should concentrate on the calcium content and as well as the vitamin D content. So these things never changes, and also the protein content. The skim milk or double toned or single tone will have same amount of protein, but their fat will differ. And for a swimmer specifically, it is good to have double toned. Next, from this eat well guideline, we can also, sorry, we can also see that here is a written here packaged foods. So in packaged foods, what happens is that a person goes to the market and buys a packaged food. And since these players are of the adolescent age or school going age, they prefer having biscuits, chocolates, chips. So once you see a person in the training time or before training, they're having chips, chocolates, please ensure what amount they are eating and what are the nutrients in it. It is of utmost importance because a packet of Lay's can contain 5 gram of fat, while a packet of Parley's chips can contain less than 2 gram of fat. So there we need to check the levels and then only they can have it. This is for fat. And another important thing is to check the sodium. The players should always tend to check packaged foods of calories, proteins, as well as for the sodium. These three are the vital nutrients. Even if they are going for the competition or they competition within the country or outside the country, sometimes packaged beverages and packaged foods are being given, or they go to the supermarket to buy those things. So they should learn to know which one has what kind of nutrients. They should be taught, and I think as a coach, you should also give importance key of before buying any product. Please check the levels. Third important point is water and hydration. As it is of a sedentary person, so it is written like 6 to 8 days, 6 to 8 glasses of water a day is good. But for a player, it should be around 2.5 to 3 liters. Again, this will depend on which condition they are training. For the swimmers, it can be in a hot and humid climate. The amount of water intake should be much more than a person who is swimming or having practicing swimming in a colder region. So these are the things which should be kept in mind, or these are the things which should be always spoken about to the kids while coaching. Now we come to the things like what are the important things that should be kept while the person is training. So pre-training, it is my earnest request, please, 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 coaches must ensure that the training which is being done by the players is not on empty stomach. Please ensure it. Before training, ask the swimmers or ask the players if they are having anything, or they are coming in empty stomach. Because maximum of the time when I encounter upon school children, it is much more in the school children and in the adolescents, like they do not get any time to eat for the morning training, and they tend to come to the training with empty stomach. It doesn't do any good, it harms them. What it does is it makes loss of the lean muscle mass, and as a coach you won't like like to have that loss. You would always want a person or the swimmer to have much more lean muscle mass than the fat. So once they stop having their once they stop having their meals and come to the training with empty stomach, their lean muscle mass loss will be starting. So please make sure that when a person is coming to the training, he or she has some foods in their stomach. It can be as simple as chicky, dry fruits, milk with gur or jaggery, dalia, and oats porridge. So often it is also a complaint from the player's side that this kind of foods, when they are eating, they can experience bloating or they can have heaviness. But if you continue to practice this to have something before training like chicky or dry fruits or milk, the bloatingness or the complaint of bloatingness and the heaviness of the stomach will ease with the practice. But please ensure they are not on empty stomach. Here I would like to add that I was going through a paper of Louise Burke. There she experimented on cyclists with milk, and it was seen if milk is given before the training, what it does is that it stops calcium loss from the body. So you can always stress that to have a 1 glass of milk or milk with jaggery or oats milk or dalia milk. It will help them to have that lean muscle mass, and it will ensure to have the performance boosted. Next is during training. So during training, hydration is one of the most important factor. Why is it so? Because when the swimmer are in training and they are doing the training in the swimming pool, they are continuously in water. So when they are in water, they do not realize how dehydrated they are. So I would suggest, like, after every half an hour, give them a gap to have fluids. And in that hydrating fluids, I would suggest to have natural sources such as tender coconut water, lemon water, or it can be given as fruit juices. Obviously, it should be homemade. That is मौसम्बी जूस, अनार का जूस, कुछ भी हो सकता है इसमें. Why we are stressing on foods or fluids that are homemade? Because whenever you are giving homemade or natural sources, it has the exact composition similar to the kind of our body, and it will help in rejuvenating it and also help in fulfilling the electrolyte balances. If a person is having a packaged drinking product such as रियल का जूस हो गया, या फिर आपका मिरिंडा का कोई जूस हो गया, इसमें क्या होता है, इसमें आर्टिफिशियल कलर्स और फ्लेवर्स होता है. This makes the body burden of producing more reactive oxygen species, and it would hamper their liver more. So try to tell them or try to suggest to have these homemade and natural sources. Then we are coming to post training. So post training, it is of I often find individuals कि मैम स्विमिंग खत्म करके कूलिंग टाइम पे मैंने प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट पी लिया, प्रोटीन पानी में मिला के पी लिया, हो गया खत्म. और उसके बाद मैम 1 घंटे 2 घंटे के बाद हमने खाना खा लिया, हो गया. But the most important thing is, for muscle recovery, not only protein is important, but carbohydrate is also important. And it is in the ratio 2:1. So post training within 30 to 45 minutes, a swimmer should have a protein and carbohydrate together. And it can be in any form, such as, again, for the homemade, it can be fruit shakes, milkshakes, low fat smoothies. These things are very easy to carry, because when a player comes, they always come with their parent or guardian. Even if they do not come with their parent or guardian, they carry a bag. So in a bag, one bottle of fruit juice and one bottle of nimbu pani, can be taken together. And again I will be stressing कि बच्चे कंप्लेन करते हैं कि मैम आई कैनॉट ईट सर मुझे मैं खाना नहीं खा पाती हूँ तुरंत स्विमिंग के बाद ही, क्योंकि मुझे उल्टी आता है या फिर उल्टी आती है. So it is so some children can find difficulty in chewing food after they have their training. So it is good कि we can give those carbohydrate and protein through fluids, because it will do three things. What they are not only providing you with carbohydrate and protein, but also they are replenishing the fluids in the body. So please coaches, make try to understand this, that during the training and post training is of utmost importance. It is to be noted that if the recovery is not good post training, then the person can feel lethargic and it can impact the performance. So post training carbohydrate and protein combination in the ratio 2:1 is most important. Now let's come to nutrition during competition phases. What happens is for the competition phases, coach always travels with 90% of the time coaches travels with the swimming team or with the players. So there can be a nutritionist along the team, or there may be not. So what will happen? How does a swimmer should eat during that competition phase? Because for a competition, pre-competition phase is most important, as well as post-competition phase is most important. So coaches should know what to do in the pre-competition phases as well as on during the competition phases from the nutritional standpoint. So pre-competition, अगर आपको पता है कि किसी का बॉडी वेट चेंज करना है, बॉडी फैट परसेंटेज चेंज करना है, जो भी करना है, प्लीज 2 months प्रायर द कंपटीशन कीजिए. 15 दिन पहले आके या फिर 15 दिन पहले अगर आप किसी को चाहते भी हो कि इसका बॉडी वेट रिड्यूस हो जाए by 1 kg also, it can happen, but it will be detrimental for the health. आप नहीं चाहोगे कि आपका ये 1 kg लॉस की वजह से उसका कंपटीशन खराब हो. So please 2 months prior to the competition, आपको जो भी चेंजेस करवाना है फिजियोलॉजिकली बॉडी कंपोजिशन वाइज, प्लीज डू इट. सो हियर आई वुड सजेस्ट कि बॉडी कंपोजिशन analysis should be done at least thrice a year, so that you get what are the body compose, what is the body type, what is the body fat, and what is the muscle percentage in the person's body. So accordingly you can plan ahead. प्री कंपटीशन पे फोकस होना चाहिए कार्बोहाइड्रेट इंटेक. The carbohydrate intake should be the main focus on pre-competition, because it will provide lesser fatigue and it will help in improving the anaerobic threshold level. Giving importance to carbohydrate intake doesn't mean that the person or the swimmer should only gorge on carbohydrate, but it is to be mentioned that carbohydrate intake should also be done during the competition period. In 65% of the total calorie should come from the carbohydrate during the pre-competition phase. It is a mandate, because what happens or what I often see with the players कि कंपटीशन आ रहा है, मैम खाना कम खाऊंगी, कंपटीशन आ रहा है, वेट बढ़ जाएगा. बट बेटा अगर आप कार्बोहाइड्रेट नहीं खाओगे तो कैसे आपको एनर्जी मिलेगा? एंड इफ दे फॉल बैक ऑन एनर्जी, then their competition will get ruined. So it is of the importance कि you should also help the kid or tell the kid to have carbohydrates also during this period. And for changing in body weight or body fat, please confirm 2 months before what should be the body weight and body fat. Third, in the pre-competition phase, hydration is also important. अगर ठीक तरीके से हाइड्रेशन नहीं होगा तो मसल स्पैम्स, मसल ट्विचिंग आ जाएगा, तो कंपटीशन पे वो हिस्सा नहीं ले पाएगा. So hydration will help to keep the muscles relaxed and working. And what is most important is like when a person sleeps during the pre-competition phases, often swimmers feel like they are having muscle twitches or spams. This is nothing but due to the lack of hydration. What happens is some kids are overthinkers and they start thinking so much that their intake gets reduced, not only in respect with the fluids but also in respect with the foods. So adequate amount of food which should be given, which should include carbs, proteins, fat equally. And another important thing, no new supplements or diet should be introduced in this phase. कंपटीशन आ गया, चलो कीटो डाइट कर लेते हैं वेट घटाने के लिए, इज सो रॉन्ग, इट शुडंट बी डन. कंपटीशन आ गया तो चलो क्रिएटिन सप्लीमेंट्स ले लेते हैं. No, no, you cannot do that. Body needs to get accustomed. So body takes its own time to get accustomed to all the things that are being processed. Like what are the things they are eating? You cannot one fine morning you change all the metabolism process. So it takes time. So whatever new things you have to do, you should do before 2 months. Otherwise don't do it during the training session or during the competition sessions. The most important thing is, please coaches try to inform about the event and trial times during this pre-competition phase. If you are saying कि competition 1 month पहले है, तो please आपको अगर पता है तो 1 month पहले आप बता दीजिए बच्चों को कि इस टाइम पे आपका ये इवेंट होगा, और उसका अप्रोक्सीमेट टाइम्स बता दीजिए कि हो सकता है मॉर्निंग इवेंट होगा या इवनिंग इवेंट. Just give a guideline कि when would the competition happen, because the swimmers will, it will help the swimmers to adjust their biological clock. क्योंकि कंपटीशन के एक दिन पहले अगर आप बोलोगे कि आपका 4 बजे कंपटीशन होगा और आपको सुबह ट्रायल देना पड़ेगा, the point is the swimmer will get tensed or nervous, and also the cortisol level will get increased, and you do not want cortisol level to get increased, because once your cortisol level gets increased, your whole performance is going to jeopardize. So please, at least not of even if you're not telling them 1 month or 2 month prior, at least give them 3 or 4 days, because a body takes only 3 days or 4 days to adapt to the situation. So please inform them about the trial times and the event just 3 days ahead or 4 days ahead. And another thing is, when if you know that in which place it is going to occur, please tell the swimmers too. What will it help? It helps the swimmers to know what is the temperature and humidity of the place, and what are the food availability options and temperature of the pool. अगर आपका कंपटीशन हो रहा है राजस्थान पे, तो अगर आप 1 महीने पहले भी बोल दो कि राजस्थान पे ये कंपटीशन आएगा, आपको compete करना पड़ेगा, तो क्या होगा कि एक स्विमर की तरफ से और आपको भी, ये दोनों एक साथ आपको करना पड़ेगा कि वहां का जब होगा वहां का टेम्परेचर कैसा रहेगा, ह्यूमिडिटी कैसा रहेगा. So the mind gets set up in that way कि this will be the temperature and this will be the humidity. I need to beat these things. The second most important is temperature of the pool. गर्मियों में उतना problem नहीं होता है, but the main problem happens when it is in winters. If in winters or if it is in the spring or autumn season, such as in November or in Jan or February, if there is a competition, temperature of the pool should be made to known to the swimmers so that they can make their body adapt. अगर पानी ठंडा होगा ambient temperature से, तो उस accordingly हम food दे के उसको ठीक कर सकते हैं कि body warm हो जाए. So temperature of the pool is the utmost important, that should be known to a swimmer in the before the competition. Third is food availability. अगर एक स्विमर को पता चले कि वो नॉनवेज है और वहां पे सिर्फ वेज मिलता है, तो उसके लिए सडन स्विच इज नॉट ओनली इम्पॉसिबल, अगर पॉसिबल भी होगा तो बॉडी एडजस्ट करने पे टाइम लगाएगा, और सेकेंडली उसको क्वांटिटी भी पता नहीं होगा कि वेज में कितना अमाउंट क्या लेना है. So food availability choices or options should be at least, I would say, before 7 days. Just give a hint or tell them कि food वहाँ पे majority of the food options क्या होगा. Just an average कि हाँ अगर आपका राजस्थान में होगा तो हाँ राजस्थान के ये जगह में नॉन वेज मिलना शायद मुश्किल होगा, वेज मिल सकता है. ऐसा अगर आप प्रिजम्पटिव भी फूड अवेलेबिलिटी बता दोगे, सो द स्विमर एंड यू टुगेदर कैन फॉर्मुलेट कि अगर मुझे वेज ऑप्शन वहां पे मिले तो वेज में हम क्या क्या इस स्विमर को दिला सकते हैं, और अगर नॉन वेज मिले तो क्या क्या दिला सकते हैं. Next is during the competition. This is according to NIN guidelines. NIN ने बहुत साल पहले साई के साथ काम किया था, तो उन लोगों का कुछ guidelines है. So NIN has done a paper with the Sai long time back ago, and it is from that only कि during competition what are the rules and regulations to follow. So if a person has a morning event, I'm not talking about trials, I'm talking about the event itself, the competition itself. So the meal at night should be a high carbohydrate meal. But that doesn't mean कि protein नहीं होगा, protein होगा, but carbohydrate rich होना चाहिए. और breakfast क्या? Breakfast should be a light meal. So what happens is, अगर आपका morning event है, इवेंट से पहले का मील आपको लाइट लेना पड़ेगा. इवेंट से पहले का मील will be a high, such as if it is in the afternoon, dinner and breakfast should be high in carbohydrate and the lunch should be light. So what can be the options for a person who is having a morning event? What can be the food choices for the dinner? So he or she should be having a normal dinner like rice or pastas. And during competition, please tell your swimmers, please to have refined products, because it is easily digestible. During that time they can have pastas, they can have sweet potatoes, smashed potatoes, normal boiled potatoes, pumpkins, because these are easy to digest and would not give you any stomach upset or vomiting tendency. So the night meal can be consisting of rice, dal, then a smashed potato or potato pumpkin curry or carrot pumpkin curry, along with a paneer, or if she is non-veg can have 2 pieces of chicken, and then salads and milk before going to bed. And the breakfast can be very light. It can be just oats porridge, or it can be just sandwiches. Likewise, in the evening event, if it is in the evening event, the breakfast lunch should be heavy and it should be followed by a light snack. So this is according to the NIN guidelines, and as well as now we are coming to the hydration point. So players should be consuming 500 ml of water 1 to 2 hours prior to the event. It is compulsory, because if a person doesn't drink any kind of fluid 1 to 2 prior the event or 15 minutes prior the event, the person is sure shot will get dehydrated, and you do not want a dehydrated body during the competition phase. So 1 to 2 hours prior उनको 500 ml पानी पीना चाहिए. यहाँ पे आप पानी की जगह कुछ और भी दे सकते हो. So instead of water you can give fluids such as lemonade, Energel can also be provided, coconut water can also be provided. Same goes for 10 to 15 minutes prior. So 10 to 15 minutes prior 600 ml of water or fluids can be given. But what NIN stresses is 1 to 2 hours पहले पानी पीना चाहिए, and 10 to 15 minutes before you can give any fluids. So it can interchange because it doesn't hamper, because I have done this कि 1 to 2 hours prior मैंने कुछ अलग दिया, जैसे कि watermelon juice, और 600 और 10 to 15 minutes पहले मैंने 600 ml of सिर्फ पानी दिया, या फिर 600 ml of beetroot juice दिया. It works, but it should be a fluid. And one more important thing is, if the person is consuming water before hitting the pool during the competition phase, like 10 to 15 minutes before, if he or she is having water, the water should be cool, not chilled. एकदम कड़क ठंडा पानी फ्रिज से निकाल के मत दीजिए. It hampers the body. The body cannot get accustomed. So अगर आपको पानी देना है तो कूल वाटर दीजिए, फ्रिज से बाहर रख दीजिए. अगर 10 से 15 मिनट पहले वो पानी ले रहा है आपका स्विमर, तो 1 घंटे पहले आप उसको, 1 घंटे या आधा घंटे पहले आप वो पानी फ्रिज से निकाल के रख दीजिए, एंड देन गिव इट बिफोर 10 to 15 minutes. It should be cool. Cool water gets absorbed in the body faster. So ये जो cool water होता है ये बॉडी में ज्यादा जल्दी अब्सॉर्ब हो जाता है. लेकिन अगर आप फ्रिज से निकाल के बोलोगे कि ये कूल वाटर है और ये मैं देना चाहता हूँ, तो नहीं होगा. बॉडी अब्सॉर्ब नहीं कर पाएगा, उल्टा बॉडी को ठंडा कर देगा, जो है कि ब्लड वेसल्स कंस्ट्रिक्ट हो जाएगा, तो वो कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो जाएगा कंपटीशन फेज में ड्यूरिंग स्विमिंग. So you should always prefer cool water or normal water, not hot, not cold, nothing else. So now we come to nutrition of swimmers during special conditions. कुछ special conditions होता है, तो तब nutrition का क्या करना चाहिए. जैसे कि swimmers wanting to lose fat. अक्सर देखा गया है कि these are the persons maximum who are of female, they want to lose fat. So before recommending fat losing, check their body fat percentage. Often it happens a person determines कि हाँ मेरा चर्बी बढ़ गया है या I am tending to get fat, depending upon कि उसका swimsuit उस पे swimsuit हो रहा है या नहीं, because swimsuit sticks to the body. So and for a growing child, 11-year-old पे जो स्विम सूट एक लड़की पहनेगा, 12-year-old पे वो स्विम कस्ट्यूम नहीं फिट होगा. बट दैट डजंट मीन कि उसका फैट बढ़ गया है, उसको फैट कम करना है. दिस इज नॉट. सो बिफोर एडवाइजिंग कि हाँ इसको फैट लूज करना चाहिए, check the body composition analysis ki what is the fat percentage, then try to lose the fat. So a person who is trying to lose fat and has body fat percentage higher than the recommended, often it is seen they tend to do crash diets, and now it is intermittent fasting and keto diet are in all of the Google. And so all the swimmers or many of the athletic population tend to do that crash diet before for losing body fat within a week or two. But it doesn't help to lose the fat. आप पहले तो है कि आपको ये समझाना पड़ेगा कि वो लोग एथलेटिक पॉपुलेशन से हैं. An athlete or a swimmer needs carbohydrates, needs protein, needs fat. They cannot skip any meal, first and foremost. Second, and the second most important thing is they cannot just survive on fat and protein, because the keto diet will essentially give you only fat and protein and not carbs. Without carbohydrate, a swimmer will not able to give you the performance and will be poorly performing in the training sessions also. So please, telling a kid to lose weight or to shed fat, tell him to do it in a proper manner. Do not follow the keto or intermittent fasting or any other crash diets or some liquid diets. So for losing the fat, the first golden rule is do not skip meals. You have to have something. The point is you have to have varied things, and it should include vegetables and fruits. See, what I have seen in my experiences कि players या swimmers जो होते हैं वो school age और teenagers होते हैं, and many of them has a tendency not to eat vegetables and fruits and the घर का मेड दाल रोटी. उन लोगों को लगता है कि घर का बनाया हुआ दाल रोटी खा रहा हूँ, वेजिटेबल्स नहीं, मुझे कद्दू पसंद नहीं है, आई डोंट लाइक बनानास, आई हेट चेरीज. So these are the things that they do कि हाँ मुझे नहीं खाना है, I do not like it, I do not want it. But you as a coach have to tell them कि please improve your vegetable and fruit count. When the vegetable and fruit count will increase, automatically their weight as well as their fat will shed. And tell them to avoid oily and deep fried foods. Often क्या होता है कि आज इस लड़के का बर्थडे है, आज मेरे दोस्त का बर्थडे है, ऐसा करके. तो व्हाट हैपेंस कि बर्थडेज पे बर्गर्स, then rolls, pizzas. So if they are having birthdays in the coaching centers, or if there is any celebration in the coaching centers, please give them healthy options. Like you can prepare a sandwich in the kitchen and give it to the kids for any of the birthdays or any of the celebrations. They will get used to it. And if you are a coach and if they sees that you are munching on the chips, or you are giving them those chips or burgers during that celebration, they get a notion कि sir is eating, the coach is not having any problem, why should I? Because for a 10-year, 11-year, or for a 15-year-old, the coach is like a god to them. Whatever coach does is, or coach will say, they will listen to them 100%. So, and another important thing is, no, not always a nutritionist is also available at that point of time. So please, please give these things or have these things in mind while you are celebrating or while you are doing coaching, because it helps them. If a coach tells the kids to have salads and vegetables, that kid will listen. That kid will go to the home and will tell कि हाँ coach sir ने बताया है कि ऐसा खाना है, ऐसा healthy options खाना है, तो मम्मी मैं कल से ऐसा ही खाऊंगी. That is the level of dependence of the kids to the coaches. So coaches should know some of these nutritional points. Next, I have shown the sample case diet chart for losing weight. It is in the slide. I won't discuss it right now because you can take it down at any time, because the slides will be available in the YouTube. So another important thing which the coaches faces is that there are skipping of practice classes or sessions when the kids are on periods. Like when a person is on period, they try to skip that practice, or they do not go regularly on during that practice. Like when they are on menses, out of the 5 days, they are not going any day, some are going one day, but it hampers your practice also. Not only it hampers your tempo of the training, it also hampers them also. What you can suggest is, because they often complain ki पेट दर्द हो रहा है, cramps is having, what can we do? So we are not coming, and we do not want that cramps to get worse. So what you can suggest is that if they are on periods and complaining of cramps, tell them to have papaya, fruit, and pineapple as slices, not as juices. Juices don't work for cramps. What best happens is papaya fruit and pineapple helps in relieving the cramps, and it is proven also, and I myself has experienced it with four to five players in swimming and in other athletic population also. If you give them papaya fruit and pineapple slices 2 hours prior to the practice, they would join the practice and they would stop complaining about the cramps, because the cramps gets elevated. The second most important is thing जो घर पे चलता है हर किसी के, कि बेटा क्रैम्प्स आ रहा है, गरम कॉफी पी लो, गरम चाय पी लो. बट ये लोग स्विमिंग कर रहे, ये लोग एथलेटिक पॉपुलेशन है, ये लोग थोड़ा डिफरेंट है अपने peers से और हमारे से. हम लोग sedentary low people है, so we can have coffee and tea, so it wouldn't hamper us that much, but it would hamper the swimmers more. Why? Because it makes the body dehydrated. So if your swimmer is having gulps of coffees, like 2-3 glasses of coffee, black coffee or black tea, when they are on periods, and then they are coming to your swimming coaching, they wouldn't perform well. They wouldn't perform well. And it is being researched also ki tea and coffee, what it does, it relieves you of the cramps, no doubt, but it will make your body dehydrated. And once your body gets dehydrated, you will have muscle spasms. Then you will have कि चक्कर आ रहा है, breathlessness, मुझसे हो नहीं रहा है, ऐसे तरीके से. So tell them instead of tea and coffee, they should be having papaya and pineapple as slices, and convince them to come to the regular practice, because when they are practicing swimming also, swimming is what it is just helping all over blood flow in the body, so it will also elevate the cramps. You can give them light tasks in the pools when they are on periods, but tell them not to skip the practice, because swimming also sometimes help in relieving cramps. Once they stop or stop their practices during the menses, what happens is, when they are competing, if they get periods, or before competition if they get periods, they get nervous and tense. What will happen and how will I perform? So it is not necessary that the competition will heat on when there is no menses for the girls, right? Because competition comes in any day, in any format, so you have to build the swimmers in that way. So you can give normal tasks in the pool which do not involve heavy exercises, or which do not involve heavy weight during that period, but they should come to the practices. थर्ड इज, आई हैव ऑफन एनकाउंटर्ड कि स्विमर्स कंप्लेन करते हैं कि मसल सोरनेस हो गया. सो इट इज बीइंग रिसर्च्ड. मौसम्बी जूस, टर्मरिक मिल्क, चेरी टट वाटर, वाटरमेलन, these helps immensely in muscle soreness. कभी कभी प्लेयर्स आपको आके कंप्लेन करेंगे कि आज स्विमिंग करके मेरा ना बहुत पेन हो रहा है बॉडी में, या फिर मेरा शोल्डर पे सिर्फ पेन हो रहा है. सो इफ यू गिव देम मौसम्बी जूस और चेरी टाट और वाटरमेलन जूस आफ्टर प्रैक्टिस, it will help them keep recover the muscle soreness. And also they should be having vitamin B12 rich foods such as liver, meats, egg yolks, green leafy vegetables and shrimps. Often जो वेज होते हैं वो लोग बोलते हैं मैम विटामिन B12 तो हमारा कैसे आएगा. So you can give them green leafy vegetables कि हाँ भाई हरे पत्तियां खाओ, वेजिटेबल्स खाओ, वहां से आपको आ जाएगा. आप विटामिन B12 सप्लीमेंट्स भी ले सकते हो, provided if you are a vegetarian. Vitamin B12 injection can also be given, but it is the last resort. If you are seeing a person is suffering from DOMS and has a competition within 2 or 3 days, then you can give vitamin B12 shots or vitamin B12 injections to them. Otherwise, you will not give vitamin B12 injections. It is not prescribed to give vitamin B12 injections otherwise. And vitamin B12 supplements, I would recommend to give only to the vegetarian population, since the intake is low of the green leafy vegetables. And also they, even if they take adequate amount of GLBs, they do not get that level of vitamin B12 level as compared to a non-veg, because non-veggies have easy access to vitamin B12s. Next is pain. See, pain can occur at any point of time during the practice, after practice, anytime it can happen. So what happens is, if muscle twitching can also happen along with the pain, or muscle spasm can also happen with the pain. So you need to check for vitamin D and calcium levels. Often it is found in athletic population B. वो लोग बाहर swim outpool पे swimming कर रहे हैं या indoors पे swimming कर रहे हैं. It is often seen vitamin D and calcium levels are less. So I would suggest कि vitamin D, calcium, vitamin B12, iron का after every 3 months, just like body composition analysis, you should check. Because अगर आप check करके आपके पास report रखोगे कि हाँ इसका 3 months पहले इतना था, 3 months बाद इतना हुआ, 3 months के बाद इतना हुआ, so you will get a whole portfolio of that person and that swimmer, and you will know how to change the training load and when to change the intensity, because uh, these micronutrients as well as these vitamins and minerals are very essential to the athletic population, and they play a vital role in not only in the metabolism but also in the exercises. So if vitamin D level is 50 mmol per liter or it is written deficient, please tell them to go to a doctor or to a sports nutritionist, because they will need the supplementation. And vitamin D, calcium supplementation, as a coach, you cannot tell कि भाई आप ले लो vitamin D का supplement, calcium का supplement. You cannot prescribe it, so it is better you tell them to visit a doctor or to a sports nutritionist so that they can prescribe the medicines and give them. And these medicines or these supplements should be taken till 3 months. Vitamin D and calcium. अगर मई महीने पे किसी का चेक हुआ है कि उसका विटामिन डी डेफिशिएंट आया है, तो प्लीज आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि वो बच्चा मई, जून, जुलाई तक ले रहे, और अगर मई के 15 से शुरुआत है उनका डेट, तो वो जुलाई का 15 तक लेना चाहिए उसको. 3 months continuous without any change. They cannot skip it, because if they skip, then the levels will rise and fall. And it is there are numerous articles and research papers, and also it is being tested here also. When the vitamin D levels and the vitamin D and calcium levels have improved, automatically the performance has improved, timings have improved, and it has made a huge difference to the training schedule, to the coach, as well as to the swimmer. So next is fatigue. So sometimes you may see कि कुछ बच्चे स्विमिंग करने के बाद ऐसे लग रहा है कि लेथर्जिक हो गए, या फिर they are suffering from breathlessness after just a normal workout, nothing hard, no training load. Just a normal workout has made them lethargic and they have started breathlessness. So it could be two reasons कि इनका hemoglobin low है, या फिर the swimmer is not having adequate food, so the body is unable to cope with the exertion. ये दोनों ही reason हो सकता है. So you have to check the iron levels also. I would say कि mandatory आप vitamin D, calcium, vitamin B12 और iron को भी आप every 3 months check कीजिए. Hemoglobin को भी आप 3 months check कीजिए. Because when there is more of RBCs, it would carry more of oxygen and it will help the muscles to work much more. If they are having low hemoglobin, then the muscles will be working less and it will tire out the person very quickly. And another thing is that if the swimmer is, you can also, from this fatigueness, you can also state whether they are having enough food or not. Sometimes what happens कि swimmers आपको बताते नहीं है, खुद से खुद डाइट करने स्टार्ट हो गए हैं, तो आपको कैसे पता चलेगा कि हाँ वो डाइट कर रहा है या नहीं? आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि वो नॉर्मल वर्कआउट के बाद वो फटीग्ड हो रहा है या नहीं. हाँ, अगर आप हाई इंटेंसिटी कराओगे, if the person is having high intensity, they will be fatigued. But you know the difference between a normal workout and a high intensity workout, and you know the capacities also कि इसको कितना कैपेसिटी तक ये कर सकता है, ये कितना कैपेसिटी तक कर सकता है. So if the person is designated to have that capacity and is not able to fulfill that capacity, please check the hemoglobin. And the second is just ask the kid what he is having during the day, he or she is having during the day. I would want to share an experience with you, is that one of the swimmer, uh, during the training session, her mother called me कि मेरा बेटी ना स्विमिंग करने के बाद अनकॉन्शियस हो गया. She called me and told me this. So it was my instinct कि अगर ये unconscious है तो इसका hemoglobin check करना ही करना पड़ेगा. And the thing is that on that very evening she checked the hemoglobin, and on the next day when the report came, her hemoglobin was very very low and she felt unconscious. So बात इतना तक बढ़ सकता है कि a person can blank out, a person can be unconscious too. So please tell the kids family, tell and monitor it कि वो 3 महीने कर रहे हैं, and ask the kid for the reports. If the kid is not submitting the reports, please ask their parents to submit the reports. So if a person is having anemia, or if the person is having low hemoglobin, what can be done? So if the person is non-veg, then tell them to have liver of meats, eggs, and every non-veg items. But what is the veg? Because veg population has a dearth of iron. What happens is that even if they take iron rich foods in the veg form, their iron doesn't get easily absorbed to the body. So what happens is कि अगर वो मैंने जैसे यहाँ पे स्टेट किया कि amaranth और चौलाई, banana flower, banana stem, variety of pulses, these are all iron rich. But whenever you are taking, please add a pinch of lemon to it so that the body can digest and absorb the iron in it. Also, chirwa, gur, dates, these are some of the iron rich sources which a person can have. So if you can also suggest कि आपको अगर आपने देखा कि आपका स्विमर को है iron deficiency, so you can always suggest कि आप sprout salad ले लो, आप चिरवा ले लो, घर घर के बनाया हुआ चिरवा मिक्सचर ले लो. So it will enhance the iron level in the body, and it will automatically improve. Some other sufferings is minor illness. ये minor illness हो सकता है competition के time पे हो गया या फिर during training. So what happens is if the person is suffering from stomach upset or vomiting, it is a usually seen that the swimmers or the persons starts skipping the meals कि सुबह उल्टी हुआ 4 बार, मैंने लंच नहीं किया, मैंने पेट को रेस दिया. That doesn't work. What work is, आपको अगर लूज मोशन हुआ है या आप वॉमिट कर रहे हो, the point is your body is getting more and more dehydrated because the fluids are getting out of the body. So what you can do is you can advise them to have electrolyte water, nimbu pani, and you can also tell them to soak murmura in water in a glass for half an hour and to drink that strained water sip by sip. It works miraculously and it helps in improving the health, and also it it helps in stomach upset also. It helps preventing stomach upset also. कि अगर किसी को हो गया है स्टमक अपसेट, अगर वो नींबू पानी लेता रहे घर बनाया या फिर इलेक्ट्रल का पानी या फिर मुरमुरा का पानी, वो लेता रहे सिप बाय सिप धीरे धीरे करके, क्या होगा कि एक पॉइंट पे आगे उसका जो तब जो उसका है कि वो लेथर्जिक फैटिक पूरा उठ नहीं पा रहा है अपने बेड से या बिस्तर से, वो धीरे धीरे इम्प्रूव होगा. And for lunch and dinner, even if he or she is not willing to take anything, tell them to have dahi chawal or simple boiled dal with rice. And for breakfast, they can have dalia porridge because these are very easily digestible and they help in improving the gut health also. So recommend it if you are seeing कि person vomit कर रहा है, फिर भी मतलब वो 3-4 बार प्रैक्टिस सेशन पे वॉमिट किया, फिर भी वो प्रैक्टिस कर रहे हैं, टेल देम इमीडिएटली टू हैव इलेक्ट्रल वाटर और नींबू पानी एंड देन either to continue or go back. Next is अगर किसी को बीमार हो जाता, what happens is if a person is suffering from fever or cold and cough during the competition or before competition, you cannot say कि take antibiotics. So what is the best method is they cannot skip the training also. So what is the best method? The best method is to give them warm ginger water. It helps in keeping the body warm एंड ऑल्सो इट हेल्प्स कि उसका फीवर एंड कोल्ड को सप्रेस करने के लिए. what happens कि ginger has some compounds in it which makes the body warm and also helps in fighting the bacteria. so warm ginger water अगर वो लेता है सुबह, फिर शाम, फिर दोपहर, फिर रात को, ऐसे करके 4 टाइम 5 टाइम अगर लेता है वो हर बार ये वार्म जिंजर वाटर, तो धीरे धीरे उसका कोल्ड फीवर एंड कफ ठीक हो जाएगा. एंड इफ ही और शी इज प्रैक्टिसिंग, टेल देम टू टेक द वार्म जिंजर वाटर. एंड most importantly, to have a balanced meal. Sometimes what happens ki when they are in fever or when they are having sore throat or cold, they do not like to eat. Their taste bud, they do not get that taste and the flavor, so they tend to eat nothing or they tend to eat junk. But it will not help their body and it will destroy their body. First point. Second point, it will hamper your performance. You don't want your kid to hamper your performance, right? So what you would do or suggest ki you have to take a balanced meal. सॉफ्ट बॉइल्ड और प्यूरी फॉर्म में आप दे दो कुछ, लेकिन वो बैलेंस होना चाहिए. वहां पे कार्बोहाइड्रेट होना चाहिए, वहां पे प्रोटीन होना चाहिए, वहां पे आपका फैट भी होना चाहिए. one can suggest rice, dal, chicken stew, or one can suggest tomato soup, then rice or roti, and you can give boiled dal with a bit of butter or ghee. This will help them to defeat the virus and the bacteria which has gotten them fever and cold and cough, and also it wouldn't hamper your practice or hamper their health. Next is it is often seen, और ये किसी किसी घर पे भी बोला जाता है कि बेटा आपको फीवर आया है, कोल्ड आया है, तो आप साइट्रस फूड्स मत लीजिए, ग्रेप्स मत लीजिए, पाइनएप्पल मत लीजिए, गला और खराब हो जाएगा. But the point is the citrus foods has the power to boost immunity. So when your immunity is low and when you are suffering from cold and cough, have those fruits much often, such as lemons. Even if they are not willing to take anything, कि fruits freeze में रखा गया इसलिए ठंडा हो गया. If they are not even willing to take bananas also, give them lemons. When they are having food, tell them to have lemon water. It will boost their immunity. So intake of citrus fruits is must. Now I want to add कि you will not always get healthy population who are coming for swimming, such as you can sometimes get patients with diabetes who are on insulin. ये अभी बच्चों में बहुत है कि जो इंसुलिन लेते हैं, बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं, और डॉक्टर्स ही बोलते हैं कि उन लोगों को स्विमिंग पे भेजो या फिर कोई गेम्स पे भेजो ताकि उसका फिजिकल एक्टिविटी हो. So if you are seeing a person or a kid who is suffering from diabetes and has been pushing insulin, please, if the person forgets or if he is not accompanied by any of the guardian, it is your duty to make him remember कि आपका blood glucose level check करना है during the training. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि बच्चे खेलते खेलते या फिर स्विमिंग करने के बाद अनकॉन्शियस हो जाते हैं, क्योंकि वो लोग भूल जाते हैं अपना इंसुलिन लेने के लिए और ब्लड ग्लूकोज चेक करने के लिए. क्योंकि ये जो बच्चे हैं ये लोग इंसुलिन लेते हैं, तो ईदर व्हेन दे आर कमिंग for the coaching classes, ask the parents if they're suffering from diabetes or not, and if they're suffering, if they are on insulin or not. Because if it is a grown kid like 15-year-old, sometimes what happens, for if they're practicing hard, they tend to forget कि हाँ मुझे blood glucose level check करना है. What happens to this kid is when they're walking out, their blood glucose level can suddenly fall, and that can make them unconscious or can make them profuse sweating. So you do not want that type of thing in a coaching center or when one is practicing. So if you have a kid who is suffering from diabetes and is on insulin, please make sure or tell them कि in between training उनका blood glucose check करने के लिए tell them so that they can check it. And one more thing, if they are providing the insulin shot in front of you, guide the kid which part will not be used. क्योंकि जहाँ पे इंसुलिन दिया जाता है वो बेसिकली एब्डोमेन होता है, और कभी मैक्सिमम टाइम एब्डोमेन होता है, और क्या होता है कि कभी कभार जो लोग गेम्स में जाते हैं वो लोग हाथ में भी ले लेते हैं, पैर में भी ले लेते हैं. तो अगर वो आपके सामने इंसुलिन ले रहे हैं, आप प्लीज मेंशन कर दीजिए कि मतलब कौन सा बॉडी पार्ट अभी यूज होगा इसके बाद. So if you see a person who is giving insulin shot during the games, please ensure the part which will not be used to be given in that part. Tell the kid or tell to the kid's family कि you will be training this part of the body, and this part of the and this will be the training, and this would comprise of this parts of the body. So the insulin shot will be given accordingly. Next is supplements. So there is a very much hike about supplements कि आप स्विमिंग कर रहे हो या फिर आप यहाँ पे ये खेल रहे हो, सबको सप्लीमेंट्स लेना जरूरी है. So recently I will tell you a story I just encountered during this lockdown period. One of my friends called me up and told me कि a person who was going to karate who was practicing karate 3 days a week was having protein supplements as well as around 3 kgs or 3 kgs of chicken every day. So it was like a shock to me कि इतना क्यों खा रहे. So upon questioning the kid, it was seen कि the kid was telling me कोच ने बोला है प्रोटीन बढ़ाना है बिकॉज और लीन रहना है, लीन मसल मास के लिए प्रोटीन चाहिए, बॉडी बिल्डिंग के लिए प्रोटीन चाहिए. बट दैट इज द प्रॉब्लम. यू कैनॉट टेल अ स्कूल गोइंग चाइल्ड or a adolescent child to increase the protein. They do not know how much to increase the protein, and they do not know कि supplement कितना लेना है. So whenever you are going for supplements, प्लीज एंश्योर कि उसको सप्लीमेंट चाहिए या नहीं चाहिए. नेक्स्ट थिंग इज दैट कि अगर आप सप्लीमेंट्स बोल रहे हो, प्लीज रेकमेंड इट इन कंसल्टेशन विद अ न्यूट्रिशनिस्ट. फर्स्ट एंड सेकंड एंड मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग. थर्ड इज सप्लीमेंट्स जो आप बोल रहे हो, दे शुडंट बी कंटेनिंग एनी बैन सब्सटेंस और आर्टिफिशियल कलर्स और फ्लेवर्स. आपने दिया कि हाँ आप ले लो प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट, और वो शायद ग्रेप फ्लेवर में आता है, वो शायद ऑरेंज फ्लेवर में आता है. आप नहीं चाहोगे कि वो फ्लेवर्स उनके पास है, क्योंकि जब भी आप सिंथेटिक कलर्स एंड फ्लेवर्स उनको दोगे, व्हाट हैपेंस, द बॉडी गेट्स ओवरबर्डन्ड and you do not want the liver to get damaged, or you do not want the body to get overused. So if you are suggesting supplements, suggest which are in the normal form or which do not contain any colors and any preservatives. Next is what are the alternative sources of protein supplements. So what is whey water can be provided at home. Whey supplements बहुत सारे लोग लेते हैं. Many kids take whey supplements. So instead of taking whey supplements, what they can do is, when they're boiling milk, if you curdle the milk with a lemon, if you strain it, the water which is getting, that is only way you can have that. And it has a storage, and it can be kept for about 2 to 3 hours, and it will not get any color or any fermentation. Yeah, of course, after 4 hours it will start to ferment, but within 4 hours it can be taken. So it is another form. Second is, if someone has lactose intolerance, you can provide them with almond milk, soya milk, rice milk. You can provide them with paneer. And for non-veggies, you have a lot of options: meat, fish, eggs. So for long distance swimmer, supplement is, they want a buffer. You all want buffer for a long distance swimmer, and you all stress on bicarbonate. So the main important source is soda water you can give, but obviously whenever you are giving soda water, please make ensure it is not colored water. A Coke or a Pepsi will provide the player with the calories, as well as with the with the sugar which is not required. So plain soda water is very effective. And for the foods, one can have banana, spinach, potatoes, jimmican, arbi. These are easily available. And if the swimmer is in a competition, tell them to have bananas, tell them to have potatoes. So it will work as a buffer. And for sprints, I know creatine is most important. It is getting a very much recommendations and very much hype. So if you are suggesting creatine supplements, please do not suggest the kids who are less than 21 years, because body can body has creatine, and body can produce creatine, and the body is developed till the age of 21, 22. So when the body is full grown, then only start giving supplements. And for creatine rich foods, it can be liver of any kind of meat, dairy products, fish and beef. And for veggies, you can give supplements, but obviously 21 years of age के बाद ही आपको supplement कर सकते हो. नेक्स्ट इज ओमेगा 3 फैटी एसिड्स. ये लेके हर कोई बात नहीं करता है, बट ओमेगा 3 फैटी एसिड्स रिड्यूसेस इन्फ्लेमेशन. सो जो भी आपका मसल सोरनेस हो रहा है या दर्द हो रहा है, वो कम हो जाएगा. टेल द किड्स टू हैव almonds, walnuts, or tell them to have flax seeds and chia seeds. Fish oil, जो लोग नॉन वेजेस है, eat fishes, you can tell them to have fish oils. What you can suggest is कि 1 चम्मच फ्लैक्सीड सीड या चिया सीड आप जो भी मतलब नींबू पानी में डाल के ड्यूरिंग ट्रेनिंग पी लो, या फिर आप फ्लैक्सीड या चिया सीड दोनों का मिक्सचर डाल के आप प्रोटीन सप्लीमेंट के साथ पी लो. From that you will get omega 3. Now the most important thing, there are some foods which can enhance performances, such as caffeine. So there are a lot of research with the caffeine, and it has shown to improve performance. But caffeine always gives performance enhancing effect when it is taken 1 to 45 minutes prior to the completion. Basically 1 hour before 1 hour अगर आप caffeine दोगे, तो ही आपका improvement नजर पे आएगा performance में. And this caffeine improves performance for long distance swimmer. It is more effective for long distance swimmer. The next point is 7 mg caffeine होना चाहिए body में to create that performance. So अगर हम एक 55 kg का swimmer लेते हैं, so if we take a 55 kg swimmer, we will be providing with 1.5 teaspoon of coffee, and only with water and without sugar and without milk. It will provide the swimmer with 7 mg of caffeine. Next is beetroot juice. Beetroot juice improves blood flow and enables more oxygen supply. So beetroot juice can be taken as a pre-training or pre-competition fluid, because since the blood flow और oxygen supply बढ़ाता है, तो performance improve भी करेगा और timing आपका कम कर देगा. Then important thing is 250 ml of beetroot juice is required for a swimmer. And I would suggest here that beetroot juice should be given to the players in the winter seasons, and it should be freshly prepared. The first and foremost thing is, अगर आप समर्स में बीटरूट जूस दोगे, the point is summers में जो बीटरूट आते हैं वो cold storage से आते हैं. The beetroot which comes in the summers are from the cold storage, and when any product is in cold storage, they start deteriorating because there is some kind of dehydration or some kind of preservatives added, so the amount of improvement will be less. So to see the improvement in the swimmers and to have more performance enhancing effect, the beetroot juice should be given in the winter times, as beetroot is easily available. Now is watermelon juice. So पहले ही मैंने बोला है, watermelon juice has been effective in muscle soreness, and it contains a compound L-citrulline, which actually works for the performance. 2 glasses of watermelon juice helps in post-training. मतलब 500 ml of watermelon juice freshly prepared will help a swimmer to get away from the fatigue, will enhance performance, and will help the kid to go for to prepare for the competition phase or to prepare for the next training period. Next is pears. It is much less researched upon, and but it is seen that pears has a good muscle recovery role, and it also improves performance. So what you can do कि pears आप दे सकते हो कि post training जब carbohydrate and protein का ratio 2:1 पे देना है, तो 1 pear and 2 boiled eggs, or 1 pear 1 boiled egg plus 1 glass of milk you can give it. So these are some of the enhancers in the food which can enhance your performance. And I think I have completed that. What are the things that should be known to a coach so that they can guide a swimmer well? So I would be thanking everybody for having the patient listening.
Thank you so much, Ms. Shreya. If you want, you can remove the slide so that we can start taking some questions.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let us start first with some competition meal questions. Often coach want to know about it. So there are a few questions that there will be heat and final in a swimming meet, and a swimmer swimming where there's 5-hour gap between heat and final. So when and what kind of lunch do you suggest them to have? One. And the second thing is, in final, if they have multiple events, between 2 events, do you suggest any meal? If so, what kind of meal do you suggest them?
Okay, so the first thing is, if the trials are in the morning and the competition is in the evening and there is a 5 hours gap, so when the trial is over, within 45 minutes, they have to take the carbohydrate and protein in 2:1 ratio in any form. And then around before 3 hours prior to the main event, they should be having their lunch. And the lunch should be consisting of basically rice, easily digestible foods such as rice, smashed potatoes, sweet potatoes smashed, or it can be simple pasta boiled, not with the sauces and everything, but just simple pasta boiled can also be a good carbohydrate rich food for the players for having it before the competition. So if I say keep the trial ends at 10 and the competition starts at 5, so generally the swimmer should be having his or her lunch between 2 to 3, not more than 3, not less than 2. So from 2 to 3 p.m. they should be having their lunch completed. Not at 3 they should start, but from till by 3 p.m. they should end their lunch, because it needs time to get digested. So we give easily digestible foods. And another question is that if there is successive events, so we do not give any meal, but it can be given in the form of fluids such as watermelon juices, beetroot juices. this works better because the muscle relaxes also, because from that point of time nobody can eat anything, but our aim or goal should be to improve the performance in the in the next event and to reduce the fatigue. So we would be suggesting watermelon juices, beetroot juices, then we can give pears to them, fruits to them, pineapple also we can give as a juice.
Thank
I
you.
hope.
Thank you so much. There has been some query regarding BCAA for swimmers of 14 plus years, or I would say branch chain amino acid. So, what do you feel about that?
For a 14-year-old kid, firstly, before giving BCAs, that is branch and amino acids, check upon their nutrition meal. Check upon their nutritional status and the protein content of that status. Because whenever you check the protein content, you can get what kind of amino acids are getting. If you see they are lacking in the protein sector or the protein part, then only you can give branch and amino acids. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend branch and amino acids. And for vegetarians, I would say कि brunch and amino acids can be given if the person is not having or is not able to eat that much of the pulses or that much quantity of the foodstuffs.
Thank you. Thank you, Shreya, for answering that question. Uh, there has been a question regarding masters swimming. So, let me take the first question in this view. Diet for fat adaptation during build up training phase for master open marathon swimmers aged between 40 to 45 plus without necessarily following the absolute ketogenic diet. So do you suggest anything? I'm sure this is not a platform to give full diet chart to a particular person, but any particular thing you want to
So
advise in this
what
regard?
can I get is that the person is 42 years old, right?
45 to 50, something like that.
As a 45
Yeah.
to 50 years old, and he trains regularly and would be doing a marathon, right, in swimming.
Yes. Open water marathon in swimming.
Okay, so
Diet for fat adaptation during
so for
build up training phase.
acha. So for the for building up in the build up phase for the fat adaptation, one has to go to the pre nutrition status, that before coming to the coaching or before playing that game, what was their nutritional status, what was their requirement, and what was their intake. Because for we cannot formulate a diet, or it is not good for formulating a diet depending just upon what are the needs of the event. Like for example, I cannot tell him to have 5,000 or 6,000 or 8,000 calories for the marathon. I need to check upon what kind of requirements his body has. First point. Second point, another thing is that for fat adaptation, I need to know how much fat he was earlier taking and what he is capable of taking. Without knowing these things, I cannot give anything to the individual.
Thank you so much for answering the same. Uh, there has been some question by one of the Indian coach who's presently in Singapore, Tejas. So he want to know that coconut milk has been long advised by coaches as a recovery drink post workout. So can you just explore a bit about that?
Yeah,
Uh,
coconut drink
chocolate
is
milk. I'm sorry,
acha,
chocolate milk.
yes. Yeah, chocolate milk is very good. Just I was telling in the form of milkshakes, chocolate milkshakes can also be given, because what chocolate does is that it soothes the nerves and relaxes the body. So it is very good for the persons to have chocolate milk and chocolate milkshakes, but it shouldn't be the chocolate should be of dark chocolates. That means that the white chocolate portion should be less and the cocoa part should be more. The more the cocoa part, it will provide the caffeine content as well, first point. And second point, it will help the body to relax, for relaxation. and also it will help in a good sleep. So I would say ki chocolate milk or chocolate drink can be given at bedtime for the to the players, as it will help them to have a good night's sleep, and also it will improve their muscles, as well as the tension and the spasms will all be released. So it's a good choice.
Thank you so much. I also like to add that magnesium is available in this, and magnesium is so-called
Yes,
a
sir.
recovery agent
Yes.
for. Just want to add this thing with that. So there's a question from Edna Sharma from Delhi. He want to know the difference between isotonic, hypertonic, and hypotonic drinks. So what is the difference? How do you differentiate isotonic, hypertonic, and hypotonic drinks?
See, isotonic drink is that which has the same amount of solute and solvent. So if I say that I'm putting 1 teaspoon of salt in 1 ml of water, so it will give you a kind of isotonic solution. For hypertonic is that the solute content is more. Example can be any carbonated beverages, because we tell it as empty calories. Why? Because there is sugar infused in them. So any drink like Coke, Pepsi, or even if we take the real fruit juices, it is hypertonic because the solute is more than the solvent. And if you can see the hypertonic solutions or the real fruit juices it is not clear liquid, or it is not liquid, instead it has some pulpy thing. So it is an hypertonic. And for hypotonic is that the solute is less but the solvent is more. So the homemade nimbu pani is an exact example of the hypotonic.
Thank you so much. There has been a few queries regarding pre-training milk, consumption of pre-training milk. Mr. Rajiv, they have pointed out few questions, and I can see Abhishek and some other people. So they are saying that often pre-training milk have given nausea during training sessions. So do you suggest any other form, or do you quantify the? Do you want to quantify the pre-training milk?
Uh, there is two things to the point, is that as I have earlier stated in during the slide presentation, Louisburg did 3 or 4 experiments in the cyclists with the milk. It was seen that the nauseatic tendency was a deceived tendency. After continuing for 30 days or 40 days, it was seen that the person is not feeling nauseatic and got adapted to it. So this is first point of evidence. And secondly, if you see that your training is getting hampered, and there is not your training is getting so much very much hampered, and the person is unable to train, then you can tell them to have any other form of milk, such as in the form of paneer. Or if they are not able to take milk, they can take dahi, they can take yogurt, they can take buttermilk. These are all these options which they can take.
Thank you so much. Do you do you want to describe a bit or suggest a bit about simple carbohydrate and complex carbohydrate? And out of them, what do you suggest for swimmers to have before event?
Simple carbohydrate is like sugar. That is the best example that I can give. Complex carbohydrate is your oats.
And
So
semi-complex, of course, yeah.
yes, semi-complex. So more type of complex, I would say roti with bran. Atta with bran is the more complex form. So a food which is having no fiber is a simple one. Uh, a food which is having a little amount of fiber which is soluble and which can be easily digested, it is called semi fiber kind of thing. And the last is, it is very hard to digest, it takes time, and it also provides a satiety for a longer time. So if the swimmer is in the competition phase, so in the competition time and there is a competition, I would suggest to go for semi and simple sugars. So it can be like just I have said ki, the oats porridge it can be given, or it can be a simple sugar nimbu pani or sugar syrup which can be given. But obviously I would say keep always stick to semi fiber things because it will provide satiety also, it will give the fiber content and it is easily digestible and it would not harm the body. You don't want a person to get harmed for having the competition कि after competition उसका weight बढ़ गया, after competition उसका insulin का problem आ गया. You do not want that. You always want your swimmer to be healthy, so always go for the things which are which contains semi fiber. It is like rice, white rice, it is oats, these are all the things. Pastas can also be given.
Thank you so much. Any suggestion you have for a person who have low blood pressure, but again they are training normally? So do you have any suggestion for that?
Yeah, if a person is having low blood pressure, tell them to have adequate amount of sleep. It often happens when the person or when the swimmer is not having adequate amount of sleep, they are having low blood pressures. Secondly, check out their caloric intake, consult with a nutritionist, check them out, their requirement is met or not. And for the timing, if they are suffering from low blood pressure, they should always carry nimbu pani with them. And in that nimbu pani, the salt concentration will be more than the sugar concentration. It shouldn't be sweetened one, it should be the salted nimbu pani, so that the blood pressure, so if the blood pressure falls down during the training or the during practices, after drinking it, it can be regained. And
Thank you
on
so
this,
much.
I
Sorry.
would like to add to also check for iron also, because iron deficiency also leads to low blood pressure, because there is less RBCs, and so the oxygen carrying capacity is km, so there will be low blood pressure to a person who is suffering from iron deficiency. Check for iron deficiencies also.
Thank you so much, Shreya. There's a question from Johnny Bhatia. A lot of swimmers nowadays in elite level are taking hydrogen-rich water, because hydrogen-rich water refers to alkaline. What are your suggestion on that? Do you feel that we should be having, or what are
uh,
your thought on that?
See, you shouldn't be altering your body pH level. So I wouldn't recommend any alkaline fluids or any other alkaline diets or acidic diets, anything about that. We want the swimmers to have a perfect healthy body with a perfect pH which a body has. Because whenever a person is drinking alkaline water, what happens is that they do not know how much to drink and when to drink, and this can alter the metabolism. We do not want to disturb the metabolism, we just want the persons to have increased metabolism or decreased metabolism, nothing else than that. So altering the pH is like you are altering with your life, so I wouldn't suggest for having alkaline water.
Thank you. Uh, Many swimmers have seemed to have chocolate before the event or during the competition. What are your call on that? And if it is yes, what kind of chocolate you refer and the quantity?
So if the swimmers are having chocolates, it's good, but the chocolate shouldn't be white chocolate or shouldn't be the normal dairy milk chocolates. It should be the dark chocolates which are bitter in taste because it will provide caffeine. The same formula goes, like you have to get two cubes of dark chocolate, and they have to refer the label also, because what chocolate does is, before the competition is dark chocolate does is it provides you caffeine. As I have already told, like 7 mg is the limit for producing optimal, for producing performance enhancing effect, and also for the body to digest it and to show the performance level. So 7 mg caffeine should be there. So if we check the levels of Amul and then any other brands, they tend to show how much caffeine is there. So accordingly, it should be accordingly the cubes are set, but it is set like 2 cubes is okay for a swimmer to have before any competition.
Thank you. Coming to post-lockdown, and you'll see a lot of swimmers who will be joining the practice initially because of lack of practice and fitness. They might end up getting cramps initially. So, or even in normal practice also, there are a lot of swimmers who tend to get cramps. So, what kind of, from nutrition point of view, what kind of food do you suggest to remove the cramp, muscle cramps?
So to remove the muscle cramps, if the person is getting, see, there are two things. The person is coming after a greater period of time, then they are having muscle cramps. So then I would be suggesting watermelon juice and also Mosambi juice, as they loosens the muscles, they prevents the tightening of the muscles. So if they are joining after lockdown, I would suggest them to have Mosambi juice and watermelon juice before and after the practice, so that their muscle cramps are smoothened. But if a person is often found to have that muscle cramps even when they are in regular practice, that means there is a deficiency in calcium and iron. So first I will go for a calcium check and iron level check, also vitamin D level check, and accordingly I will formulate the diet and will give the that rich foods, because calcium plays a vital role in contraction relaxation of the muscles. And now it is also seen that from the researchers, vitamin D also plays a major role in the conduction of the nerve impulses and also in the muscle relaxation and contraction. So this is to be noted when a person is having muscle cramps in spite of regular practice, so they need to get checked up. So I hope it answers the question.
Yes, thank you for that. And since we are out of time, it is 11:31 already. So I'll take last, I think, let me take the last two questions. The first one on a different note from Nilkant Akare for distance swimmers. So what do you suggest? Do you have any special suggestion for open water swimmers for 10 kilometers, 21 kilometers open water race, those who take part in that? Do you have any particular suggestion? Of course, I mean, just a bit of
Yeah.
suggestion of any specific food.
So if they are long distance swimmers, so I would be suggesting more of the bicarbonate rich foods, which are potatoes. Then any underground roots and vegetables will provide with them the bicarbonate levels. So they should incorporate in their daily diet. First point. And secondly, it should be remembered whenever one is having the whenever they are having underground foods, they will tend to gain weight, so they need to exercise well to cut down that weight gain. This is first point. And second point is, they once in a while, that once in 7 days, what they can do is, baking soda is easily available. So 2 teaspoon of baking soda in a glass of water, that is 250 ml of water, and to drink it, as it will provide them with the bicarbonate. So they can do it once a week, or according to their level of practice, they can do it, but it shouldn't be more than once a week, and it shouldn't be daily. So they can take in once a month. I know it tastes very tasteless and is very bad, but can't help. But these are the things that can be given to the distance swimmers.
Thank you so much, Shreya. I end up with the last question regarding swimming. And we often seen that cold and cough hampers our performance very badly, you know. So suppose a swimmer just right before the competition suffering from cold and cough. Uh, do you have any tidbit for that? Any kind of nutrition support for that?
For fever and cold and coughs, all the fluid intake should be there with warm fluids or hot fluids, like in the form of I can give them vegetable soups, chicken stews. Then I can give khichdi, light khichdi with all the vegetable mix. This can be given. And during the practice time or when they are watered, they need to have that warm ginger water, or it can be warm clove water or warm black pepper water, because all these things helps in eliminating the cough, and also helps in reducing the feverish feeling.
Thank you so much, Shreya. It's a wonderful presentation what you have done for the coaches. I think it's more realistic, and you have explained certain things like what they're supposed to do during fatigue, what they're supposed to do during pain, what they're supposed to do during cramps and other things. Thank you so much from Sports Authority of India and Swimming Federation of India in this regard.